This is an update on the 3rd of October, late in the afternoon, GMT. In Tripoli, the rebels have lost many of their forces. Many NTC rebels are left in the streets, dead and injured. The fighting is mainly in 5 parts of the city. Heavy fighting continues in Bab al-Zazia and the Green Square. 14 car bombs exploded in different parts of the city, and constant firefights are heard over the entire city. Rebels are calling for reinforcement as the population of Tripoli rise up to fight the NTC Al-Qaeda brigades. People of Tripoli called and spoke to RITV and said hundreds of civilians are being killed in jails by NATO special forces and soldiers from UAE and NTC Al-Qaeda brigades. Many complained of mass rape after arrest and even reports of youth being gathered and being burned alive. The city is rising up. 1,400 people have been killed for refusing to return to work as people reject oppressive rebels. In Sirte, Reuters confirmed that NTC rebel forces have fired on Red Cross cars and looted vehicles. Civilians were fired on trying to exit the city, and many were killed after being hit by RPG fire. NATO and NTC rebels broke ceasefire and continued to throw rockets and mortar shells on the city. A helicopter from the UAE was shot down, but another helicopter from the UAE destroyed a farm outside Sirte and many civilians died. A mosque during prayers was attacked by NATO, killing many civilians. Also, NATO completely destroyed a hospital, killing all the people inside of it. There were 5 front lines outside of Sirte, but the people of Sirte defeated rebels on 3 front lines. Now there remains only the east and western front lines. The people of Sirte managed to defeat the rebels, especially on the south front, and captured many weapons and killed a rebel commander. NTC rebels admitted many of them died and many are injured. Some of their brigades left the front lines of Sirte. There is no food and no water in the entire civilian city. The rebels have looted and burned Red Cross vehicles carrying food and water to civilians. Many people have died from starvation, and 1,000 children have died in the last 2 weeks, and 100 have died in the last few days. NATO jets pound entire apartment blocks and destroyed a hospital, killing all inside. NATO is bombing Sirte 24/7 non-stop, and NATO helicopters target anything that moves in the streets, including women and children. It is a humanitarian disaster. In Benghazi, after the release of a video of the very brutal killing of 3 top figures of the Obeidi tribe, one among them Abd Fattah Yunus, the killing of Abd Fattah Yunus was very brutal. This killing has caused large fury among Obeidi tribe, as Abd Fattah Yunus was a major figure in their tribe. The tribe of Obeidi unleashed a massive attack on NTC Al-Qaeda brigades in Benghazi, killing 200 of them and burned parts of their headquarters. The fighting still continues in Benghazi. Thousands of civilians of Benghazi have been jailed and many have been killed in a sadistic manner. In Misrata, mass graves were discovered in the city of Misrata of 9,000 civilians called Janat Hotel. No civilians can enter the city, but civilians are allowed to leave the city. Misrata brigades continue to fight each other in the north and center of the city, as 5 brigades, including Al-Qaeda brigades, fight each other for ammunition and a chance to wipe out their rivals. Bani Walid. People of Bani Walid are moving to Tripoli and have entered South Misrata and are moving to Sirte to help support communities and fight NTC rebels. General news. Thousands of Africans and Arabs and also some civilians from the UK and Europe and USA and Russia and Serbia have arrived to help Libyan people fight Al-Qaeda and NATO. The fighting is very heavy across Libya, and many civilians have died from NATO airstrikes. The NTC has refused to create a government while infighting continues. Al-Qaeda brigades are the most powerful and received most of the weapons dropped by NATO. In East Libya, fighting continues in Beda. 50% of the city has been captured by green resistance. People fight against the NTC rebels after mass graves were revealed. Fighting continues outside of Derna, as rebels have been removed from the entire city. Heavy fighting outside of Tobruk, as NTC rebels continue the siege of the city for 11 days now. Parts of Benghazi are under green resistance control, and the Obaida tribe has risen up against NTC rebels.